I cannot stand Mr. Baseball.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I knew it.
Here we go.
Yeah, I tried to throw a little bit back at it.
Love that logo, love that jersey, love that color scheme, everything about it. All right, welcome back for the second half of the show. When in doubt, we go with obscure and wacky sports. This is even more obscure and wacky sports. And we're starting off hot because in between the break, we watched some clips of these sports to kind of get us a little bit more familiar with it visually beyond the written word. And David was quite fired up about this one. So let's start talking about unicycle hockey, David.
I just
speak your mind, brother.
I'm not sure if I can on this one. Let's speak in general, just because I don't. I mean, unicycle hockey. I mean, basically all it is, you're on a unicycle playing hockey, and you can't play the ball unless you're on the unicycle. But I mean, there's different variations of hockey. There's floor hockey, which you can use there's no skates, just your feet. But it's just one other unique way I've never seen hockey played. I've seen many times. I mean, I played roller hockey. I played where it was floor hockey, where you could be on your feet, but a goalie can be on their skates, which when I play any type of hockey, I have to be on some type of skates, or I just can't. For some reason, it's just hard for me to function. But to see it like this, I would lose balance on a unicycle. I'd be constantly falling over.
So, and here's where I'm impressed with it. Because the amount of balance that you need to ride a unicycle to begin with. Yeah. And then to be able to ride a unicycle
in general
and do the maneuvering for hockey between passing a puck, going with the puck, shooting a puck, that's impressive to me. I'm impressed with the ability for these people who can play it to play it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
I know
like
if I get on
Go ahead.
I know if I get on unicycle, I'm falling off. I'm falling off a unicycle. I could guarantee you right there. I mean, it'd be a comedy show. Me trying to ride a unicycle.
So here's what I would equate it to. Mm-mm. It's like when you watch Fail Army and you see the gymnastics people doing like 27 backflips and then they eat shit on the 28th.
I'd eat shit on the second one. I'd eat shit on the second, like the second I get on the unicycle.
Here's my point. Is it really a fail if you're impressed by the fact that they could even do it? And I can't make fun of it. It's not a weird visual. It is a very weird visual.
Look it up. Yeah, it's functional. It's interesting. I think what has me baffled more is from the goalie aspect, because you constantly have to be balanced because you really don't move. Like what everybody knows in hockey, the forwards, defense are constantly moving. They're barely ever stopping. They're barely ever in no motion. Where a goalie is motionless. They're just right there in one spot, guarding the net. So being on a unicycle, balancing as a goalie, that's impressive. Just the balance alone on a unicycle is impressive in general as a goalie aspect. Because if you're a forward or defense, you're constantly moving. Where a goalie is just you have to balance on that, and I'd be falling over left and right. I'd constantly be falling over.
Right.
That's impressive alone.
Let's go on to our next one, and that is shin kicking. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This one, the clip I showed you earlier, that was a bit weird. If you could actually say the word backwards, I'd be more impressed.
Well, I'm not Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura. Yeah.
That's still a great movie. I don't care what everybody says. That's still a great movie. Just like Slapshot, still a great movie. But the clip I sent you, since we're doing hockey, on weirdness of this, imagine hockey and tennis. because the clip I sent to Jason earlier, but when we were doing this, that was weird. It
was cool looking, and
was
it's
interesting,
impressive.
but
It's impressive for the same reasons.
Yeah, just the constant movement of just. But what's funny was what got me listening to it, because when you listen to people on ice, you hear that ice scraping.
That shh.
Yeah, and
Then
to hear that playing tennis on ice is just as impressive as unicycle hockey, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Because it's
the same
it comes
concept,
down to the mechanics.
Yeah, it's impressive because of in hockey you're constantly moving back and forth, whether it's unicycle hockey or regular hockey, ice roller, whatever. There's movement, but to be able to function in that aspect, just in general, like unicycle, like I said, I'd be falling over left and right.
And with the tennis on ice skates, tennis is very
a lot of movement back and forth.
It's a lot of movement, but it's not smooth.
No, it's not, because you don't know where the ball's going.
I hate to use like a musical term, but it's very staccato. It's not fluid. It's not smooth. And skating is very fluid and very smooth. So in your head, you don't think it would work, but the video on TikTok, it clearly does work.
So if you look up hockey tennis TikTok, you'll see the video. And that's impressive as well. That's just as impressive as unicycle hockey, in my opinion.
Again, because the mechanics you don't think they would work, but they do.
Yeah, exactly. You don't think, but it will. So like certain foods, you don't think they'll go together, but they do. So
all right,
like
moving
Jason
on to
was
the
saying,
next one.
Like Jason was saying, shin kicking.
Shin kicking.
No,
and that's a British sport.
No, I'm done. I'd be like, nah, I'm done. Because think about it, you hit your shin in general, hit it off the coffee table, you're down, you're out.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit though, because we both found out that the men stuff hay in their knee-high socks that they wear under their pants.
Hay is the padding. That's about it. Hay. That's it.
It is about. Hay. And look, the sport dates back to the early 17th century, and it has not evolved since.
It's just one of those things to where you would think there'd be more injury. I mean, just
and it looked like it was just regular guys. It would they're not professional.
Like
athletes.
Me and you would do it.
They don't look like athletes in any way, shape, or form.
It's like me and you would be doing it.
They're just kicking the shit out of their shins.
There you go. We should do that. Me and you.
Hell
Let's do shin
no.
kicking.
Hell no.
And basically, that's
we got wiffle ball to worry about coming up. That's what we got to worry.
But the thing is, that's what it looks like. Though it's like me and you would do it. It's basically what it looks like. Just random people, just like, what the hell? Oh my god! Imagine doing it as a drunken sport.
I'm willing to bet, because they said it was part of the town's Olympic Games, the Cotswold Olympic Games in Britain. I'm willing to bet
that people were drinking while doing
there's
this.
Some pints involved.
That'd be great.
I'm not saying Guinness. It could be whatever
any type of
their
alcoholic
preferred
beverage.
drink of choices, but I'm saying it's there's some pints involved.
Well, no, I mean that would be great. I mean, think about it. Before you go to play, you have to drink X amount and then do it.
I think they need to dress it up and fucking get some theme music and some fireworks and go all in on professional shin kicking.
Oh my goodness! I mean, just one.
If we can have bare knuckle boxing, I think we need professional shin kicking.
Hell, not just that. Like, think of the slap sport.
Okay, so let's go down this road.
Oh, here we go. I must have sparked something when I said that.
It is something. So, friend of the show, Michael Herrick, who is one of the hosts of the other ship that I show up here and there on as one of the brains behind it, but I'm not always on the show. He sent us in our group chat a clip from a Russian slap fight league.
Some of those are wild.
However, they were not slapping faces.
What?
It was two bootylicious women in thongs slapping the fuck out of each other's asses.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I mean, just and apparently
The fact that that's even a sport is hilarious in general.
And apparently, my wife looked up the rules to find out how you win because she's like, "There's no way this is fucking real."
Oh no!
And basically,
What are
the
the rules?
person who wins is the person who wins gets their opponent to either fall over in pain or give up.
So basically, you just slap each other's asses
Until
until
you
somebody
tap
just
out.
says, "I'm done." Wow. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've heard of the slap game, and like you said, Russia. Dana White has the Power Slap League,
I think it's a work.
but to have that is
Okay, so
hilarious.
Svetlana, you won last time. You lose this time. You say ask her too much, and you move on.
I mean, think about if that's the
Gretel wins
case.
this time.
I mean, think about that for a second. If it's ass slapping contest, I mean, think about how red, how sore. I mean, you wouldn't be able to sit down for a while.
Look, I've only ever seen one clip of it, and it was absolutely just ridiculous.
Now I got to look this up. Thanks.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
a lot. Now we got to look that up. Good Lord.
Thank Michael
I mean-
Herrick.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Michael. Thanks. Just because now I'm thinking about it, it's like that would. I mean, don't get me wrong. You get hit in the rear end by something, it can hurt. But imagine just the same spot over and over and over again.
Mike's the one who has provided us the PlayStation 2.
Ah, gotcha.
Hence, friend of the show, obviously, because he's contributed to the show.
Yeah.
Um,
Which also, Michael, just to give you a heads up, we are soon ready to do that video for the hits.
yeah, we got to do a test.
Because I do have the equipment for the video capturing. That has tested and worked. The only thing we got to test with yet is the PS2 adapter to go to HDMI. Other than that, we'd be set to go. We have everything else. Back to the ass slapping. Oh, hell, we went from shin kicking to ass slapping.
Yeah, well, we started talking about slap fight leagues, and here we are. All right, let's
But
get to our.
But I'm just saying, shin kicking in general, just with the hay, that would. Just imagine how that would feel the next day trying to walk.
That's because hay's for horses.
Yeah, that too. But just even your ass slapping, that trying to walk the next day would be interesting.
Um,
I'm
Then
sorry, I'm
let's
just
go-
fathom just because this is an actual sport. That's the sad part. It's an actual sport of this. I mean, hence the
and
topic.
these women probably
obscure,
get paid
wacky
more than these
sports.
shin kicking guys. So
Probably get paid more than we do.
I'm sure, based on
I mean,
the visual aspect of the game.
what? Oh, okay, the visual aspect of the game.
Well, pardon the pun. I didn't try that.
Really? Yeah, I
and-
figured you did.
All right, and our last one, grease pole climbing.
We saw two versions of it in the clip right before we discussed this.
We also see it when any Philadelphia team gets into the playoffs.
Which is why I figured you brought this one up.
This is literally why I brought it up, because I feel like the joke was there. We had to take it.
Absolutely. Being we are Phillies fans in general and just Philadelphia in general does this.
My thought on this is it's not really climbing.
No, it's just trying to run as fast as you
It's
can.
trying to walk on it.
Well, a lot of them
watched two clips.
were trying to run. The first clip we watched was one where it was angled up
Yes.
and trying to run up a greased pole. It was funny to watch because they were like diving for the flags at the end of the pole. But just imagine trying to dive and just face plant right into it.
And then we watched another one from Massachusetts, and it's from the St. Peter's Fiesta, which is a yearly thing that takes place in Gloucester, Massachusetts. So they were just running. It was a horizontal pole, and it
they're
is
just
covered
running
in biodegradable axle grease, and it's also been made extra slippy with Tabasco and banana peels.
Hey, whatever works, I guess.
And the event is held Friday. It's held in June 29th, June 30th, and June 1st every year.
Hey, why not? I mean,
But it's not. But they're not climbing the pole. They're running the pole. So it should be renamed. But either way, why are you doing this?
I mean,
out of all three of them, this is the one that I question the logic behind the most.
I mean, I could see the angled one. That's kind of like a climb because it's angled up, so you have to kind of work your climbing up it. Horizontal one I can't see as a climb, but still, either way, trying to run across a greased pole in general is hard as hell to begin with.
Either way, if you add the War of 1812 to it, it's going to come across like Looney Tunes.
Pretty much. Now, where in the one in Massachusetts? Where was that at?
Gloucester?
I have family that lives up in Massachusetts, so I'm wondering how far away is it from them? So basically, Jason, we could make a road trip next year?
I'm not doing it.
Not to do it, just to see it. I'm just eager to. I'd just be interested to see this.
You're going to see if Uncle Bob's gone and watched it, aren't you?
Hell, that'd be fun. Hey, you want to go do this? Sure, why not? Have a few drinks, why not?
You don't know, he might have actually seen it before.
He might have done it for all I know. Who knows?
Well, that's totally possible. I freaking miss your Uncle Bob. He's a great guy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are we done with this? I think we're done with this.
Are we done? Because we could go a lot longer with just a lot of this other stuff.
We went pretty long on the first half, so I think we kind of have to
Yeah, we did go long on that
wrap
first
this
half.
one up here, so it's an easily digestible listening experience for the listener. I'm good if you are.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
I mean, I know we did the first set of sports. I remember doing I have the ones
Fireball hockey was from the first one.
Soccer, fireball soccer.
Well, now we got another one to look up for.
Well, no, we saw see if they make a fireball hockey because there was fireball soccer. We have that technology. What is your opinion on so far of all the weird sports we've looked up? What is your weird one that we've discussed? Your most absolute weird one that we've discussed?
Absolute weirdest.
Mine
what
would
was
be
that
the soccer.
Japanese it was like war with snowballs. That was pretty weird.
That was I forget what that was called, but yeah, where they
I
custom
feel like
made.
fireball soccer is the most.
That's mine. That's
the one that stands out because you're kicking a flaming coconut into a goal
with powder, like fire resistant powder on your feet. But no, the one in Japan. What was it? Japan? It
was Japan. I don't remember
what it was. Yeah,
I don't remember what episode it was to look it up.
But I do remember that how they were packing the snowballs, like they were sitting there like this, packing them tight. Yes. I mean, with this, 2-3 dozen at a shot they were making, and they were just sitting there packing them. Yeah, but I'm saying if yours is that one, I know definitely mine's the fireball soccer. Out of all the ones
we talked about, and it's the one I've heard the most of is fireball soccer. I mean, that's the one. It stands out because it's absolutely insane to think about, and then you look it up, and it is exactly as insane as you think it is.
Yes, it is. It's interesting, but yeah, it's always fun to see what weird sport people have come up with and made it.
We did outhouse
sport.
Racing.
There's wife carrying.
Well, we didn't talk about that, but we did talk about outhouse racing. Yeah,
we didn't talk about outhouse racing. I'm just saying in general, from what we have seen, just trying to pick. There's so many out there, we can only pick so many.
Right.
But the one that we've discussed, the standout mine definitely is the Fireball Soccer. I mean, yeah, the Japan Snowball one is definitely.
We actually sat and watched. I mean, we always sit and watch clips of them when we decide to talk about them. And that was, I mean, I remember both of us were like, "Holy shit!" Like
they're wearing helmets and visors.
But it was violent. It was not like kids throwing
like
snowballs at each other. Like it was out for blood.
The fact that those snowballs are not like, oh, let's make a snowball with our hands and throw them. No, it's.
Do you want to make a snowball? Do you want to live to see tomorrow?
At that point, no. I mean, think about it. How competitive is that competition when you have to wear a helmet and a visor to play?
Now I gotta find out what
to play snowball. What? Find out what episode that was?
Yeah. I'm going back through the archives. I'm gonna make. I'm doing it through Spotify for podcasters because it just makes my life a lot easier here. Ooh, we don't want that.
How bad?
Oh, I don't know. I just didn't want to click the wrong button.
Oh.
Let's see here. That'd be funny if it was like exactly a year ago. Let's see. Great Potato Caper.
That was a fun one.
Wacky Sports was 2022. That's the one that had the Japanese sports. So that is episode 46 here.
Yep.
I was off by.
You know what's funny? As soon as you said that is when I just found the actual document that we made for it. That's funny how, like, right at the same time.
So that one we talked about. Let's see here. I think, it's not in the notes.
No, it's not. That's the funny part. It's not in the notes. But I know we talked about the ice one.
Oh, Bossa Ball, Outhouse Racing, Cardboard Tube Dueling, and the Cardboard Tube Fight League we talked about. And
yep, we did do that one. I remember that.
Japanese organized snowball fights.
Yeah, pretty much of all the ones we talked about, that one and the Fireball Soccer are the two so far weird ones that we've discussed about. Now, don't get me wrong. Shin Kicking is kind of off the wall as well as what we've discussed so far today.
Well, here's my question: is Shin Kicking really that weird?
I mean, okay, yeah. Okay. Well, let's put it this way. Oh, I'm going to start kicking your shin as a sport to see. I mean, it's just sort of like the ass slapping. I mean, if they make that a sport, I mean, you can make anything a sport apparently at this point. Cardboard sword fighting.
Okay, and then the other one we talked about: Fireball Soccer, competitive wiffle ball, and ice cross.
Which one was ice cross?
Was that
one?
I want to. Ice Cross World Championship Red Bull. It's.
I'm trying to remember that. I'm trying to remember that one.
It's like ice racing.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I didn't know the actual name of it. I just like ice. Yeah, that one I would have loved. I don't want to do it competitively,
but you want to do it just to say you.
I want to do the course. Because looking at that course is ridiculous. I want to do the course. Absolutely. I don't want to do it competitively, like do it in an actual race with somebody. I just want to do the course.
I think 20 years ago you could have did it competitively.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Well,
20. That's 20.
Well, we're not young.
No, I'm old. I'm 40. I'm old. As my kids call me, I'm old. I'm the dinosaur.
Hence, competitive wiffle balls in our wheelhouse now.
I mean, according to my kids, I'm dinosaur.
I can trot those bases, no problem.
I mean, according to my kids, I'm dinosaur with that. So yeah, yeah.
They're kids.
Yeah, it's just funny how they come up with
we
it.
Were
though.
too.
It's like, yeah, we probably said the same thing. So. Yeah, I'm good with this. You?
All right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Let's get to some quick plugs here. Okay, I didn't know if you were hitting the horn or not.
Okay, I can hit the horn. I mean,
there we go.
There you go.
All right, I want to give a quick plug to our friend Dave. He is one of the hosts of the 2216 podcast. It is him and his two buddies, Greg and Jake. They are all small town fire chiefs, and they talk about their experiences in small town firefighting. There's a big, strong focus on the mental health aspect of the show, and their bond shines through in every episode. If you're interested in that, you can find that wherever they get their podcasts. I know they want to have us on to talk about mental health and sports, I believe.
Well, we did do an episode of that.
We have
a good while back, but we did do an episode.
And Dave has gone back and listened to the entire archives.
Oh wow!
And he still laughs about you driving over the divider on the golf course and getting a deal.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was a topic of discussion on the drive home Saturday night, and we were dying. The other ship is the pop culture podcast with a pro wrestling lean. Join the other ship team, of which I am a part of, as they talk about movies, sports, music, TV, food, and of course pro wrestling. The rotating group of co-hosts take on various topics and roundtable discussions, interviews, innovative content concepts, as well as special guests join in on the conversation. Laugh your ass off with the guys on this fantastic voyage aboard the other ship. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts. I'll be on that in the near future, not talking wrestling, but talking junk food that we want to come back.
Mr. Green, is that considered junk food?
I would put it. Well, I mean, the parameters are snacks, drinks, and like fast food.
Mr. Green.
So for me, it would be like pizzerias and Mr. Green.
Mr. Green. I miss that so much.
One summer. It is literally one summer of our lives, but it was one of the greatest summers ever.
Well, like you said, like I remember you saying, like you talked to your buddy that used to work there at that little tiny grocery store that
was his parents' grocery store.
Oh, was it? I didn't know the actual person.
It was they don't listen. It was Joe Savage.
Okay.
And it was his parents' grocery store.
And the fact that he said we were the only ones that bought it.
We were literally the only people who bought it.
I wish we would have known, because we just bought the case that they got. We just bought the case of it.
We basically bought every can they got.
Well, how many? We walked in. We grabbed like how many bottles of it? Just like 2 or 3 at a shot.
Yeah, and then like we'd start buying the cases because it was just. And here's the thing: it was just like swamp water color Dr. Pepper.
It was, but it was still good.
It tasted better than Dr. Pepper. I swear to God, it tasted better than Dr. Pepper.
Oh my God! I wish it was still around. Oh my God! I'll still be drinking it.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And like, there's so few people who ever had it. It's like this. I start to wonder like this little type of society if we actually drank it.
Yeah, because it wasn't that big. It wasn't a big.
It was literally a summer.
Yeah.
Like June to August, it was out and gone.
It was almost like they did Sobe did a promotion for it, and that was it. It was done.
There was that weird,
like a summer promotion, and that was it.
That was the same summer of Pepsi Blue, which sucked, and that Dr. Pepper Red Fusion. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Pepsi had some weird ones as well. I mean, the Pepsi Clear.
Was all about Mr. Green.
I mean,
now hey, don't be knocking Crystal Pepsi. That shit's delicious. All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you for joining us for episode 71 of the None Other Sports Podcast. You can find our Linktree account information in the description of every episode. That'll take you to all of the pertinent sites you need to reach out and talk to us and or find us. We are in the process of switching to a new online store, so I will have to update that information once it's official.
We are working, just to give an update on that. We have to change a lot of the logo settings to a different resolution.
Okay.
So I'm currently actually in the mix of doing that. Majority of the logos we actually have used or created for this, for the show in general. So once I get those done and up, me and Jason will actually sit back and review everything that's there before we actually hit the word go on it.
And unlike Teespring, I've bought from this site that we're switching to, and the quality of shirts, as far as I know, I've never bought anything other than shirts. The shirts are very, very comfortable. You can pick between different types, not just one set shirt. And I know that whatever we do on there, we can also make it into a sticker, into a magnet, a phone case, laptop case, tablet case, hoodie, whatever. So I think stickers for sure are something we should do.
No, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's basically right now until we actually hit the word go on this. It's just changing.
It's not official yet.
It's just changing all the logos that we've done over the time that we've used into the right resolution for what they need. And that's really right now is what's being worked on. Almost done with it.
All right. Well, you can also find us online for streaming or download at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, iTunes. Or no, I already said iTunes. Tune in, iHeartRadio, Audible, wherever, whenever you can find us.
We're everywhere.
We're also on YouTube. If you want to watch us, you can do that too. David puts those videos out in a staggered format, typically like a Monday and a Wednesday situation, or a Sunday and a Wednesday. Yeah.
Give or take.
So with that, my name's Jason.
I'm David.
And we will talk with you next time.
Have a good one.